there, I am Svila Bekin, the Rabbi from another planet. And please like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell so you know when new videos are going to drop. And I want to talk about Doctor Who. I've been doing a retrospective of the Peter Capaldi years because Peter Capaldi years, especially his first year, is when Doctor Who, I think, first hit a bit of a snag. You know, it's lost a lot of its popular support. It's really started to wane at that time. And so, you know, I had in my mind that I just didn't like his first season very much, so I just wrote it off. Given that, you know, the last season 11 of Doctor Who was, I just think, horrible, like horrible. Oh, excruciating. The worst, not just the worst Doctor Who I've ever seen. It's the worst television I've ever seen. It's the first time I haven't bought a Doctor Who Blu-ray or DVD. Oh my god. Or merchandise. It was just horrible. I wish I could show you my action figures. I got them all lined up. I don't have the Jodie figure. Not because I think, oh, a woman can't play Doctor Who. I just think that what they did was vile. In fact, you know what? You know, it'd be awesome if they, at the end of season 12, if they regenerate her, and the first line of the new Doctor would be like, "Whoa, that sucks." That would be. I would love that, but again, that's never going to happen. Anyway, so because I went back and started rewatching Doctor Who, which I thought I didn't like, and to reevaluate it. So Capaldi did something interesting with his run. You know, people say there's a rumor that he didn't want to leave when he left. I don't believe that. I think he probably did want to leave because if you see how he structured his performance, this first season is very much Doctor Year One. He's literally just regenerated, and you're seeing like his first few, I don't know, a few weeks, few months as being the Doctor and finding his footing. That was really the story of his story for the season. And I think that's why this season was one of the reasons why the season was particularly weak. His second season was in his mid-Doctor run. He must have been the Doctor for 50 years, 100 years by that point, and he was the Doctor. He fulfilled being the Doctor. He was everything that the Doctor, you know, he was the Doctor at his height. This was season 14 Tom Baker. This was the Doctor. And then his final season was an older retired Doctor who's been alive for too long, and he was quite looking forward to dying. And I think, you know, that's probably what the question he had at the end of his run, like, do I even bother regenerating? Have I seen and done it all before? But anyway, so I've just watched the first season. It's took me a while though because there's just some stuff I couldn't bring myself to watch again, or like I watched all the tentpole episodes, but I did skip a bunch. There are at least 5 episodes I would say are unwatchable. Which is not good. You know, out of 13, that's not a good run. Something I was surprised about, though, is how much I didn't dislike Clara. I thought Clara was the reason I was reacting badly to it. And no, you know what? She was fine. She was a bit smug, but fine. The thing that really did carry the season more than anything else, in retrospect, was Michelle Gomez's performance as Missy, as the Master, which was perfect, pitch perfect. I think perhaps one of the best Masters ever. I will, like, if Big Finish does more Missy box sets, I will buy them unquestionably. I love her Master. She's like insane, evil, and just perfect. So let's go through the season. We have Deep Breath. Now, Deep Breath was about 15 minutes longer than an average episode. And really what killed it, in my opinion, was it was about 15 minutes too long. You know, they had a bunch of, like, cutie romance jokes between Madame Vastra and whatever her name is, the maid who's a lover, wife, whatever. And, yeah, it wasn't very good. You know, that's the bottom line. It's like, it was a bit... It felt a bit forced. It felt like it was kind of ramming agenda into something, like, clumsily. Now, I have no problem with people with the same sex game. I'm a rabbi and I should have a problem, but I'll tell you why I don't have a problem. It's an interesting story. Growing up, my grandparents had a couple of ladies who were lodgers by them. And we never knew, were they like, well, when I was a little kid, I never even thought about it. But like growing up, I said, were they lesbians or were they friends? We really didn't know. And I love these people. They're just absolutely lovely people. They got a real special place in my heart. I do hope they see this video at some point, but they really have a genuinely special place in my heart. And then when same-sex marriage became legal in England, they got married. So I'm like, oh, well, that answers that question. Now, being a rabbi, my morality comes from the old biblical Old Testament. But you should understand that's my personal morality. I wouldn't project that on anybody else because that also is part of my morality. So I'm opposed to same-sex marriage because for weird religious reasons. I do think that same-sex couples should have all the same legal and financial rights as mixed-sex couples because, yeah, okay, the Old Testament is not a fan of same-sex relations, but it's also not a fan of hypocrisy. So I don't know which way to go on that. But that aside, I couldn't help but feel joy for these two ladies, Esme and Judy. If you're watching, hello, Esme and Judy. I was so happy for them because I love them. I love them because they're lovely people and they were part of my childhood, and they will always have a special place in my heart. They really will. So that's where I am on same-sex marriage. I don't need it to be like clumsily shoehorned into my entertainment to tell me what to think. I can think all by myself. But that aside, the episode did just linger for about 15 minutes too long. It would have been much better as 45 minutes. I wish somebody cared enough to cut it down and do a better version of it, but I don't. I don't know anybody will. Next episode is one of the strongest in the season, Into the Dalek. Again, this is a very new Doctor finding his feet. And viewed in that context, it's an enjoyable episode. It carries you on. Then I skipped Robert of Sherwood and Listen because really they just weren't very good, and so if they don't stand, I don't think they stand up to a second watching. I don't think they stand up to a first watching. But so I skipped those. Went straight for Time Heist. Time Heist is a nearly good episode. I do like the whole caper bank robbery movie sort of thing. So yeah, again, good special effects, good villain. The ending kind of fizzled. But still, enjoyable. And again, you're enjoying watching this Doctor become the Doctor. It's still a very clear feeling that it's only been a few weeks since he regenerated. Then the Caretaker I skipped and Kill the Moon I skipped. Oh, because Kill the Moon was awful, really. And there was so much good about it. It was like the tension was good about it, but like the Doctor saying, "Well, I'm going to let you decide," because you could tell he's making an ethical choice, but it wasn't entertaining. It was taking the Doctor out of character, and again, it was because Capaldi's mission in this season was a Doctor Year One, Doctor finding his feet. Caretaker, I don't really have much memories of at all. I remember it being really unremarkable. Then the monster in it seemed to look like it came out of a children's TV show. It looked more like it would fit into Sarah Jane Adventures than Doctor Who. So, and in general, I just found it disappointing. And honestly, the Danny Pink Clara relationship carrying through the season wasn't awfully strong. Again, I'm a soldier every 2 minutes. It was clear that Moffat at this point wanted to write a romantic comedy. The one really good line, which I can't remember what episode it was from, was when Danny Pink's saying, "Yeah, I did all this great stuff in the army. I dug wells," and then the waiter comes by, "Can I get you water?" He says, and Clara says, "Give him a minute, he'll dig for it." Which it was a great line. I just wish Moffat was writing romantic comedies, which is what he clearly wanted to do, rather than Doctor Who, which he seemed like he was less interested in at the time. Next episode I actually did watch was Mummy on the Orient Express. Excellent episode, super fun. Great costumes, great. I liked. I don't know. He's famous in England, but I haven't lived in England since 1990, so I'm not so up on pop culture. Frank Skinner. Frank Skinner was in it, who's a big Doctor Who fan. And again, generally, really a kind of rip-roaring, entertaining episode. I would say great Doctor Who. Best episode of the season, Flatline. Hands down, best episode of the season. Really good, creepy monster. Capaldi being really coming into his own as a Doctor at this point. Forest of the Night, I skipped because really, do I look like a masochist? I just remember it being another awful episode. Yeah, it's really quite remarkable how they can make bad episodes with like just the amount of work and staff that are there to go, oh, that's not going to work. So then the season finale, which I had to really force myself to watch. I mean, really, especially the second part, Darkwater. This was the Doctor dealing with his first mega crisis. Missy being bonkers in it. Darkwater is definitely the stronger of the two episodes. Death in Heaven. It took me literally, I would say, 3 months before I went from Darkwater to Death in Heaven, because I remember Death in Heaven being really quite poor. And the only way I could really get through watching it is I watched about half of it, then fast forwarded whenever the Danny Pink Cyberman was in it, which, well, it just didn't work. And the Brigadier Cyberman, it just didn't work. And there was so much in there that really should have worked. You know, the whole like zombie Cyberman thing, the dead climbing out the graves. It's like, that should have worked. That really should have worked, and it just didn't. I think the Danny Pink Cyberman was the catalyst for what was wrong with it. The episode really is supported almost completely by Michelle Gomez's Missy. Without her, it would have been completely unwatchable. And her plan is just pure master insanity at the best. You know, I was going to say at his best, but at her best, which is to make a Cyberman army as a gift to the Doctor to like make up after the years of fighting. Look, here's you could have read it in a couple of ways. It could be that this was a plan to like get the Doctor by like making him into what she is, and proving the point. Or it could be just she's crazy, and this is her crazy ass plan to make a cyber army as a present for the Doctor. Which is really glorious. So you know, a lot that should have worked, a lot that did work, but so much that didn't. And then there was after the new one, there was a good like 15 minutes of, I would say, waffle, leaving on interesting. This was a Doctor Who series for Doctor Who fans rather than for the general public, and you could tell because the general public started to go, it's kind of dull. Then finally, the Christmas special, which was far better than I remember it, far better than I remember it. It seemed to me Clara was due to be written out, and then she decided she wanted to do another year, which will be my next video. I have to watch the season before I can make it, though. Just in general, it was because I always wrote that off. I haven't seen it for years. I should really watch the Doctor, the Wizard and the Wardrobe, or whatever it's called, because I've never seen that since its initial run, and it looked pretty, and I remember it being pretty awful, so I really should reevaluate. But no, not yet. I am going on to season 9 of Doctor Who, which is, I do remember watching it as it started, and you had the biplane firing lasers, and I went, I bet that's Skaro! Yeah, with the War of Attrition. And yeah, I was right, and it was fantastic. Yeah, but I'm not going to go into the review of it, but I'm so excited to watch it again, because you know, the moment when the Doctor comes in on the tank with the guitar and the sunglasses, I was like, yes! Yeah, where was this guy last year? So, you know, I'm looking forward to watching the next season. And the season after, even more so, because I remember really enjoying Bill Potts way more than Clara. But I'm going to give season 2 another go. So, that's my guide to rewatching the Capaldi Years. Skip most of it, and there are some gems in there. Some gems in there worth rewatching. You got a good 6 episodes of good, interesting material. My name is Svila Betkin. Please let me know what you think. Write in, comment, subscribe, like, share, and ring the little bell for when new videos drop. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.